All right, so Goblin Storms. There's a couple things going on. First off, Skirk Prospector sacrifices goblins to add mana. Easy, right? It turns Mogg War Marshal into a ritual, especially with Warchief out. We have Reckless Bushwhacker to give all of our tokens haste when we eventually draw into and empty the Warrens. And we draw cards by sacrificing things while we have this Fecundity. Well, we have this enchantment in play. Another combo this deck has is Skirk Prospector plus Metallic Mimic plus Murderous Redcap kills our opponent on the spot. We sack the Murderous Redcap to the Skirk Prospector. It comes back with a 1/1 counter, which negates the minus from the persist. Deals damage to our opponent. So, got a few different combos in here. We got like a backup creature beatdown game plan. So, I'm going to mute myself for like 5 minutes or so while I eat these hot dog buns full of vegetables. And then we're still going to play Magic, but I'm going to mute myself so you don't hear me chew. So, audio again in a second. Thanks everyone for hanging out. To answer your question, Shannon, Skirk Prospector is just now legal in Modern. It wasn't legal in Modern before its printing in Dominaria. It's reprinting. This hand's bad, right? Is this hand bad? I'm not actually... Since I unmuted to answer that question, this is a mulligan, right? I feel bad mulliganing a turn 1 Aether Vial with lands and spells, but like, this doesn't do anything, right? I mean, I guess I'm gonna keep this. I'm gonna mute myself and finish my veggie dogs here. Part of me is hoping we're dead next turn, so I can F6 and not feel bad about it. All right. I sideboarded, Justin. I clicked submit. We waiting on them. This is probably an Earwig Squad matchup, huh? Probably should have been in my deck. Is great. It's something. I don't know about great, but I'll accept that it is indeed something. Relic's a good pickup here. I kept this kind of slow hand because these are two cards in our 3-card infinite combo. It's like if we had a Skirk Prospector, we could just win the game. I mean, that's a thing, I guess. I think the funniest thing about the change is that they changed the borders on some cards, but not other cards. It's like, why didn't you just change everything? Rather than just, like, changing half of them. I don't know where the cap to my Pringle can went from earlier. It's a tilt. My Pringles are gonna get stale, chat. Too busy fixing Wall of Roots? Sir, Wall of Roots is still bugged, thank you. So, Murderous Redcap, it enters with... It enters with a counter, so it'll kill Burrell here, right? Now, hopefully they don't remand and then kill us. That's exactly what's gonna happen, huh, chat? All right. What do we got? Am I dead? Do I get to concede? All right. Let's just get on out of here. All right. That record has to be bugged, right? Because you can't be 3 and 4 in a league. Okay, we've got Prospector, we've got Metallic Mimic, so we are a 4-drop away from having lethal. My wife wants to know if I contribute to chat. What say you? If you didn't contribute to chat, Gator, you wouldn't be able to chat. So clearly you must contribute to chat because you're still able to type. We got placed into the special 3-4 bracket. Now we're facing the better Goblins deck. Yeah, basically, we've essentially... Oh, this is not a Goblin. This is a Shapeshifter. Might be a quick exit for Goblin Storm. When Jim Davis streamed a variation of this deck the other day, it looked very bad. And when Sheer was streaming it, it looked less bad than Jim, but still pretty mediocre. I'm not expecting much to set the bar low here. So, reckless opponent. Have you no fear for yourself? The Bushwhacker of our own on top of our deck. I think I'm just trading boards here, right? I don't want to take a bunch of damage. I'm gonna put this Prospector into play. And then just trade 2 for 2 here. They're down to 2 cards in their hand. I just clicked no on that by mistake. I feel like I keep looking at these deck lists and like going, you know what? This deck is like bad 8-whack, bad storm, like pushed together into one pile, right? It's basically what they keep looking like to me. No, I want to cast the Prospector so I could surge the Bushwhacker. Part of me was hoping for the triple bolt. If I would have pushed this... Oh, God. If I would have pushed this up last turn instead of misclicking, we would have been able to go Warchief into Bushwhacker here. But we can't do that because I'm stupid. Oh, I guess we can do that actually, right? Because I can sacrifice things. I'll go ahead and double check my settings, Jace, but subs shouldn't have to watch ads on my channel. Two good decks should make it unstoppable. Like well, A is good and B is good. If we do A plus B, it's gotta be great, right? It's how mathematics works. Just a simple computation. Wait, did they just shoot this instead of... So they took 4 damage they didn't have to take here. They could have blocked here and then shot the other thing. A 3-mana 1/1. We think a lack of 3-mana 1/1s is this deck's problem. I feel like this deck probably has a lot of problems, but playing 3-mana 1/1s probably isn't its biggest one. I feel like people are used to these cards that were like powerful and old. It's like the Jace thing all over again, right? People are like, Jace the Mind Sculptor is so broken, derp, 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 derp. And it's like, well, it's really not actually that strong when you look at everything that people are doing in Modern. So like people keep naming these old Goblin cards, and I'm like, well, I guess that card was good once upon a time, but like look at what's just 13 cards into our deck. Draw Traverse the Ulvenwald, sure. Can't get a thing with it. It's not about the mana. It's about the amount of time you have before you just die in Modern. Do you not realize how quickly and how aggressively you just die in Modern? Very quickly and very aggressively is the answer. I'm going to cut these Traverses and board in 2 2-mana 2/1s because that's how bad Traverse is. Also, you could probably argue that Legacy Goblins wouldn't be very good in Modern even if you got to play it card for card, just because Modern's a really aggressive, obnoxious format in a lot of ways, and Legacy, the matches where Goblins is kind of okay, are slow and grindy. I'm gonna give this its fair 3-match shake, but this deck seems pretty rancid. I have no idea why Traverse is in this deck, because we put it, maybe if there were 4 Tarfires, Traverse would be passable, but with like 2 random Tarfires and no other ways to get random card types into our graveyard, it's not particularly good. Yeah, I'd include the lands too. I mean, 4 mana for 2 1/1s is probably really good in this matchup, so I'm going to keep this. We're going to close the night out with Goblin Charbelcher and Legacy after this league. Yeah, of course Traverse is really good if you can enable it. This deck can't enable it. Be careful not to pay green mana here so we don't blow up our own Aether Vial. So we're going to trade our Hooligan aggressively for this Foundry Street Denizen. This is why we boarded him in. So we can just block a 1/1. Man, I get to trade my 2/1 for another 2/1? Deal. I'm gonna play Bushwhacker because I want to just trade it with this Burning Street Emissary, I think. People that have been watching the stream for most of the day, here's a question for you. Which deck is worse, this one or Justin's deck from earlier today? What's worse, this or the blue-white deck we played? Blue-white, not close. But I searched a thing, chat. I searched a thing. This deck offends me on a personal level. I don't know what this deck is trying to do. I know what this deck is trying to do. It's too slow and clunky and yeah. Yep. Its combo isn't good and its beatdown plan is mediocre. Is the TLDR of what we have going on here. Let's lose one more match here real quick just to see if we can maybe go off with Murderous Redcap before we die, but we are almost done with, we're approaching the end of hour 11 here. I feel like you're, look, Justin, submit better decks. I don't know what you want me to say. I mean, these are all cards I put in my deck. These are all cards I put in my deck. Hey, we drew a good one, chat. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! Justin, you should know that if anyone else had sent me the list of cards you sent me for that deck list, I would have turned them down. Just so you're aware. They killed our Skirk Prospector, chat. I can only assume that means we can no longer win the game. They killed the one card in our deck that does a thing. The format that's full of creature removal has killed our creature-based combo piece. Mana leak. Look at this. We've already got 2 card types in our graveyard, chat. You're making fun of my Traverse. We've already got 2 card types in my graveyard. Painful truths. I wonder if they're trying to send us a message about our deck. Do you think they're trying to tell me something about the deck I'm playing? Do you think that card was a commentary on what we're currently trying to accomplish? Hey, if they... No, the Metallic Mimic doesn't even give us... We can't even get a 4th type in our... How are we ever supposed to get a 4th type in our bin? We have artifact, creature, and land. Just like we have to draw one of our 2 Tarfires. All right, I need to. I'm sure if you've watched this stream, you've heard this song and dance before, but I swear it's the truth, chat. I'm gonna start being more picky about the deck lists I accept as donation decks. I just want everybody to know that I'm gonna start being more picky. Maybe this card's symmetrical? Why is this card symmetrical? This deck is so bad. Oh, lordy. I'm only watching because of the mountains. Hold on, chat. They're at 7 health here. We've got 4 power in play. We got this Reckless Bushwhacker in my hand. We're going the distance. We're going for speed. We're all alone in our time of need. Shock down to 5. That's so unbelievably rude. How I was finally winning a game. We were gonna win. We were gonna win an entire game, chat. This is. Yup. All right. Alrighty. Let's just shut down our entire. Yep. All right. Well, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Good thing we got 10 points back out of that one. Let's blast off a good storm deck, shall we?